I could just do squat the whole time.
You just roll through those first ones, yeah.
I'm gonna try to go fast. Like it's.
If you don't make it past squats,
I'm actually gonna stand up and do background today. Like I'm gonna no one like. Dude, we've been here for like freaking 20 years and people are coming up like, man, I've always wondered what this is. Yeah. Like I'm actually like gonna promote us for one. Here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to pull out about 10 really good things that we've developed or that we've seen at different places and try to bring them to the surface here for you, and hopefully you can use them. The absolute most important time for your program in strength and conditioning is grades 1 through 8. And if you look at actual training, you need to look at it as a 6-year cycle. Olympic athletes look at it as a 4-year cycle. Are you looking at your training as a 6-year cycle? Is your 7th grade as important as the 12th graders? I can tell you it probably isn't. It should be. There's some programs, there's some great programs out there. I'm not going to name any, but there's some really great programs out there that I get to go on the inside. And their middle school program stinks. They don't even have one, but they still win. Think about if they actually got really structured with this thing. Are you sticking to the fundamentals? Okay? Do you have a foundation to what you're about? All right? And when you think about it, you need to get training methods that are timeless. There's really nothing better to prevent injury, if you want to narrow it down to one thing, than squatting deep and heavy. Okay? It's the foundation, it's the structure to everything else that you're going to do. It's the foundation you lay on your home. It's a cement slab. Here's the other thing. Man, start teaching it to the little ones, okay? Olympic lifts, they're fun. There's a lot of technique involved. You can call it prehab, you can call it preparation, whatever it is. Are you taking a joint-by-joint approach, and are you thinking about that every single day? Almost all injury happens in the eccentric phase when you're slowing down. And in my mind, it's almost more important to be able to decelerate as it is to accelerate. Do you know of average people that have run a marathon? Okay, I think everybody in here does. All right. Do you know personally very many people that can run a world-class 100 meters? Probably not. Okay, probably not. A normal person could lay on the couch his whole life, and if he trained for 8 to 12 weeks, he could run a marathon. Okay? Big improvements can be made in the aerobic system. It's hard to make improvements as you move up that pyramid. The more robust the aerobic system is, the larger the next blocks can become. So I encourage you to make sure that you're keeping this in mind. There's a lot of other benefits. You know, Coach Jackson at Grapevine has the new book out, Culture Defeats Strategy. To me, again, those foundational and those developmental programs, that's where your culture's set. Do all your kids in 7th grade know what the standard of your program is? If you walked in and talked to the whole 7th grade off season, would they know what your standard is as a program? Maybe they do. Maybe I learned it from y'all. I don't know. I think if you're going to be the very best you can be, a head football coach needs to be able to walk in to his 7th graders and say, hey, what are we all about? Mental conditioning. We have started using Brian Kane. Again, I'm not trying to run pub everybody, but the guy's an animal. I would encourage you to get somebody involved. Everybody's watching everything. Everything. Think about the Twitter, what are they called? The chat Snapchats, all this social media. There's so much pressure on kids. If you're not finding some way to kind of help them deal with that, you're doing them injustice. But I follow them and I see they're doing good things. But one thing they do an exceptional job at is they're constantly using social media to remind the kids of good habits, and in particular nutrition. If that's banged into your head every day, man, have them set up something where they record what they're eating each morning. Okay? Then they're thinking about it. Call them out. Talk. You do the little talk at the end of off season every day. Man, constantly remind them every single day. Take 20 seconds of eating right and doing the things that they're supposed to do. I think that will that makes a big difference. Do this in 5 or 6 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 minutes. I know you don't have long, but you can say you've addressed it. Man, if you just little things over and over, consistency day after day matters.